All rise. This honorable court is now open for ceremonial purposes. The Honorable Judge Laura T. Byer is presiding. Please be seated and come to order.
All right, welcome. Today we gather together to recognize the service and the life of one of our number. This memorial service is a time when the brothers and sisters of the bar pay homage to the life and times of one of their profession, of one who has shared this unique discipline that binds us together. Today, we recognize that life and those achievements as a matter of public record and for the sake of our historic and corporate memory. For those who wish to share remarks after the resolution has been presented, please send a private message to our moderator, Tim Lamb, using the chat function at the bottom of your screen. The moderator will call on those who submitted their names at the end of the service. And we ask all of those not presenting, please keep yourselves muted for the duration of the presentation. In keeping with tradition, I will now recognize the Honorable Samantha Mobley, a member of the Memorials Committee, in order that the presentation shall be made. Judge Mobley.
Thank you. May it please the court, I'm Samantha Mobley, a member of the Mecklenburg County Bar Memorials Committee. On behalf of the Mecklenburg County Bar, we welcome the friends and family gathered here today. I would like to thank you all for joining us. For the past 7 or so decades, our bar has convened memorial sessions of court for our recently deceased members, taking the opportunity to remember and celebrate their lives. As far as we can determine, we may be the only local bar that holds these sessions. We are proud of this tradition and the role these sessions play in preserving the history of our bar. Today, Frederick Benson will present a resolution honoring James Hord. That resolution will be presented to the court, and the filed resolution will be included in the minutes of this court. It will be maintained with all preceding resolutions in a bound volume in the Clerk of Court's office. The resolution will also be permanently posted on the bar website, along with preceding resolutions. The family will be provided with copies of the resolution and a recording of today's proceedings. Let me now turn this proceeding over to Frederick R. Benson.
May it please the court. My name is Frederick Benson. I'm a member of the Mecklenburg County Bar. James Clarence Hord passed away at his home on April 5, 2021 at the age of 78. James was born January 31, 1943 to James Odell Hord, a mill worker and minister, and Leila Harrison Hord, a homemaker and musician. James was very proud of being a native Charlottean. He grew up in what is now the Noda neighborhood of Charlotte and graduated from Garinger High School in 1962. After graduation from Garinger, James joined the Air Force. After basic training in San Antonio, Texas, he was stationed with the 484th Combat Support Group at Turner Air Force Base in Georgia. James then attended East Carolina University on the GI Bill. At ECU, he majored in political science and worked on the student newspaper, the East Carolinian. At ECU, he met and married his wife, Joyce. After college, James was a social studies teacher in Currituck, North Carolina, while he saved money for law school. James then completed his law degree at the University of Tennessee and moved back home to Charlotte to start his law practice. In 1980, he opened his bankruptcy law practice at the Koger Executive Center on Albemarle Road. For the next 41 years, he helped thousands of clients and opened a second office in Hickory, North Carolina, to serve the Hickory and Statesville area. In later years, he moved his practice in Charlotte to the Independence Tower, also known as the Gold Building. James was always willing to give advice to attorneys who were new to the practice of law, bankruptcy law. He had many friends in the local bar association and in the community. An avid traveler, James loved checking off items from his bucket list. Some of his favorite trips were to England, Germany, Niagara Falls, Mount Rushmore, Yosemite, Pikes Peak, Grand Canyon, Alaska, and the Caribbean. James shared some pictures of these trips with his friends on Facebook. He enjoyed long hours exploring museums and often joked that his mission was to make it all the way through the Smithsonian. His other favorite pastimes included reading thick history books, coin collecting. He was thrilled to obtain a gold coin from the Charlotte Mint, and attending live concerts. As an Air Force veteran, he and his friends traveled to the Carolinas to attend dozens of air shows. Every other weekend, you would find James heading either to sunny Myrtle Beach or to his beloved North Carolina mountains, where for many years he had a second home in Boone. But his greatest love was his family. James spoke proudly of his children and his grandson, Gabe. He passed his love of travel, history, politics, and writing to his kids and were always supportive and encouraging to them. James was preceded in death by his son, Michael Wayne Hord, and his twin brother, John Lester Hord. He is survived by his wife, Joyce Mozingo Hord, his daughter, Sharon Hord Foray, and her husband, Jeff, his grandson, Gabe Foray, brother Ernest Hord, nieces Carolyn Hord Manikas and Karen Hord, and nephews David Hord and Stephen Hord. With gratitude for a life and service of James Clarence Hord, and in keeping with the traditions of the Mecklenburg County Bar, we move that this resolution be received by the court and inscribed in the minutes of the court, and a copy be kept in the memorials of deceased attorneys in the office of the Clerk of Superior Court, and copies be made available to families upon their request. This is respectfully submitted, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Benson. We appreciate that very much. And at this time, let me ask Judge Mobley if you would like to recognize Mr. Heath Gilbert.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr.
ahead.
Heath Gilbert?
Thank you, Your Honor. May it please the court. Hi, my name is Heath Gilbert. I'm the immediate past president of the Mecklenburg County Bar. On behalf of the Mecklenburg County Bar, we welcome family, friends, and colleagues of Mr. James C. Hord, to whom we offer our sincere condolences. Thank you for coming today, and I'll turn the ceremony back over to Judge Mobley.
Right, and I think with that, at this time, I would ask that our moderator, Tim Lamb, call on those who would like to share remarks in memory of Mr. Hord.
I don't have anyone yet.
Okay. All right, and again, if anyone would like to make any remarks in honor of Mr. Hord, if you would just let Mr. Lamb know that by virtue of the chat function, then he can turn the microphone over to you for just a minute, and we'll sit tight for just a minute to see if we hear from anybody. Okay, and with that, the court orders that the comments presented at this hour be spread upon the minutes of this court and filed with copies presented to the family of our departed brother at the bar. Furthermore, the court directs that the CSO adjourn this memorial session of the court in memory of and out of respect for James C. Hord. Fare thee well, colleague, and Godspeed.
All rise. This court stands in recess. God save this United States and this honorable court.